Like Britney Spears once said, "Oops, I did it again to your heart." Hello. You're currently on the phone with Kacey K. Yep, that's me. Happy Monday morning to everyone. All those of you that are listening the day I release it. I'm a little behind schedule this morning because I got a new bed and new mattress, and it is the most comfortable thing in the entire world. And so I did not want to get out. Not only did I get those things, I got new sheets too. And they are like butter. Except for I learned the first night, like it makes me sick to even think about it. My feet my feet were a little dry, and I put, I climb into bed, and my feet start snagging on the sheets, and it gave me the same feeling as like when a cat licks you, that horrid, awful, disgusting feeling of like it's like sandpaper ripping against your skin. That's how I felt when I climbed into bed and my feet started like snagging on the sheets. First of all, I was annoyed. I'm like, God, am I ripping up these sheets already? And second, I'm like, what is this made out of if this is how it's reacting? So I thought, should I just put on socks? I'm like, no, I hate wearing socks when I sleep. I don't know how people can do that. And so I just put on lotion. And I should be doing that anyways because I just should. If you live in Utah, you should be. They should have like lotion, vats of lotion. Is that what they call it? Like, what do they call it? Yeah, it's called a vat, right? Those big drum barrel things that they use to make, I don't know, vat? Did I just type in vat and see what pops up? Value added tax. No, that is not what I mean. A vat of. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? A vat of coffee? A vat of something. A large container used for mixing or storing liquid substances, especially in a factory. So, exactly what I was thinking, a vat of wine or oil. They should have spas like that in Utah where it's just lotion and you just like dive right in. It's kind of like a trampoline park where you you jump into those foam like squares that they have. And yeah, I think about that all the time. Like how, because putting on lotion, I don't know why, it is so tedious and time consuming, but you always feel so much better after you do it. And as much as I hate humid climates, my friend Callie and I went to the Reputation tour in Nashville, and we went in August, and it was so humid. And we decided one day, because I've always wanted to go to Waffle House, and there was one like less than a mile away from our hotel, and we're like, well, we'll just walk. And it was only like, I don't know, like 9 or 10 in the morning, and it was so hot. We were like gasping for breath, and we looked at each other. We're like, on the way back, we were getting an Uber. But your skin just feels so good in those kind of climates, and that is one thing I wish we had more of here in Utah. But the humidity is like negative 80%, and so if you're not keeping up with your skin or stuff like that, your skin is going to shrivel up, and that's not the look I'm going for. uh, so anyway, yeah, I put on lotion on my feet, and it made it much better. So I guess from here on out, I have to make sure I'm all lathered up before I climb into bed. But these sheets that I bought are like butter. Like, it just feels. I feel like I'm sleeping in a hotel. And the reason I got a new bed and mattress, I work at a furniture store, and every year they do like a employee appreciation like mattress buying program, and it's an additional percentage off our already discount. Which, by the way, you guys are paying an astronomical amount for furniture, just so you're aware. The markup is quite disgusting. Anyway, so I'm like, I want to finally get this new mattress because I bought one forever ago. I only paid like $300 for it, and it was really nice for a long time. And now it's like, it still works, but when it's cold and I sleep in the basement, it's like the gel hardens up, so it takes lot more time to like form to your body. Plus, I only paid $300 for it, so that's telling you, a whole lot. Um, so I'm like, I'm gonna buy myself this new mattress, and I did, and I've been eyeing it for a long time. They're handmade in California by nuns. No, I'm just kidding. They are handmade though, and they are like hand sewn and like everything. So they're not cheap, but they were very cheap for me considering my discount. And then I also have this bed that I love with my entire heart. I love it so, so much. It is the coolest looking bed. I am obsessed. I finally found it like in the company because they discontinued it, and it was the last one, and I got it, but for some reason the rails weren't with it. And of course it's a bed that you can't just hook up, those one rails that you buy and attach to a headboard and footboard. It has like these special rails, and I cannot find them anywhere. I like check eBay every now and then. I check the company that made it to see if like I can email them and have them send me an old pair. I Maybe I should look on KSL to see if people are getting rid of this bed, because this bed is so cool. It looks like an old elevator, like on Titanic when Rose goes down to find Jack, and the doors open up, and then there's that metal gate thing that they have to open up. The bed looks like the metal gate, and it's so cool, and it worked so well because my bed's in front of my window, so you could still see the sunlight. And by the way, that scene is incorrect, just if you guys were wondering. When she goes down and the water starts flooding into the elevator, and she gets out and she goes left, the guy's like, I'm going up, you're crazy, I'm going up. And she like takes a deep breath and, decides to go save Jack. She can't turn left. And the plans for the ship, the boat, that would have been a wall. So that was incorrect. And yeah, now I have very much less feelings for that movie. No, I'm just kidding. But I follow this guy on TikTok who's obsessed with the Titanic. And I also, like when I was younger, was obsessed with Titanic. Like I had Titanic books from the Scholastic Book Fair. One was like 3D, and I got 3D glasses. I don't know, just the opulence of that ship and the tragedy of it is so crazy. So going to the Titanic Museum in Ireland was a really cool experience. Anyway, my bed looks like that elevator from the Titanic. But the rails that I had to use for it did not agree with the bed, I guess, the headboard and footboard. Because if you even breathed heavy, the bed would squeak. It was so obnoxious. So like trying to turn over in the middle of the night on that hard mattress and having the bed squeak, and I am a heavy sleeper. I can sleep through pretty much anything. And that would wake me up because it was wobbly and wiggly and squeaky. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do that anymore. If I'm going to get a new mattress, I'm going to get a new bed too. So I found a bed that kind of matches my nightstand and dresser, or a 5 drawer, and it has a low enough headboard that I can still see like a lot of light through my window. So I bought that. I bought my new mattress. I bought new sheets, and I set it up on Saturday, and I've never been more excited to go to sleep. You know when you like clean your room like really good, and it's just you do like your everything shower, and you climb into bed and turn on TV, and you're just like so excited. I was so happy to go to sleep, and I slept like a rock. I sleep really well, but I always wake up in the middle of the night for some reason, around like between 1 and 3, and I didn't this time, you guys, and I didn't last night. It was fantastic. It was absolutely wonderful. And so there's my new bed story, and I'm so excited to spend lots and lots of nights in that bed. The mattress, they said, will also last like forever, at least 20 years. So when I am, you know, 29, then I'll still have this mattress. No, I'm just kidding. Could you imagine if I'm a 9-year-old and I have this deep of a voice? No, so I knew it was like an investment, and it still wasn't cheap, but it wasn't. Let's just say it was almost as much as what I paid for my first car, full price. I didn't pay that. That's just how much it was if I would have bought it full price. So when you're just going into furniture stores, any of them, just know that the markup is absolutely insane. And yeah, if, I don't know if I'll ever buy a piece of furniture full price ever again, even if I don't work at a furniture store, just knowing. So if you want a good piece of furniture and you don't want to pay full price, go to the clearance centers. Most of the time it's just stuff that has like little scrapes and nicks and like scratches in it. A lot of time it just comes from the showroom floor because they've either discontinued it or they need to refresh it. A lot of times people get it in their house and they don't even use it. They just see it and they tell delivery, they're like, yeah, we actually don't want this. So delivery packs it back up and brings it back to the stores. And we obviously can't sell it new at that point. So they have to take it to the clearance centers. And so I would say like 70% of the stuff in the clearance centers are newish. So you're really not getting ripped off. And if you're wondering what furniture store I work at, it's the largest one in Utah, so just narrow it down from there. Yeah, so there's my new bed story, and I was so excited to tell you guys because I just love getting new things. I love new. I love, what does Marie Kondo say on Life Changing Magic of Tidying Up? I love mess. So yeah, my house needs a very, very deep clean right now. And I'm not getting rid of that bed, by the way, my old one. I will find the rails for it, the proper rails. If not, I'll figure out how to make it not squeak. I can't deal with that right now. I'm just going through a lot, you guys. And I can't have a squeaky bed. No, I'm just kidding, but I really don't want a squeaky bed. So my new one's cute. It's a little sleigh bed. It's just a little low, tiny little thing. And this mattress is so thick, I didn't even need a box spring because it's so fat. Okay, I'll stop talking about my bed now. I saw Challengers again. You guys, that movie is so good. Please, please go see it. It's a movie you really should see in theaters. I was talking to my stepsister the other day, and I was like, you don't really go to movies, do you? She's like, no, I don't like going to the movie theater. She's like, why would I do that when you can just watch it at home on your couch? I'm like, oh, you're one of those. That is not how most movies should be seen. There are some movies that can be seen like that. Rom-coms, a lot of those probably can be seen at home. I suggest going to see them in theaters though, because we need the rom-com renaissance to come back. We desperately need that in the world right now. What else can you see at home? Not much. Maybe like animated shows. Like I feel like Kung Fu Panda 4, probably maybe after the third iteration of like an animated series you can see at home. I knew someone, or I talked to someone the other day who saw Kung Fu Panda 4 and they said it was good, but they said the animation seemed cheap and they don't even have the original cast. It's Jack Black and Awkwafina, who I really like Awkwafina, but like they don't have Angelina Jolie, they don't have Lucy Liu, they don't have who's the other guy that plays in it? Like the Mantis isn't in it, the stork. So I don't know. I feel like if you can't get the original cast back, then you probably shouldn't do the movie. You know what I mean? at this point, I know they're just trying to make money and recoup some losses from projects that haven't done very well. But like in this show I'm watching right now called Hacks, it's probably one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life, and I highly, highly, highly recommend watching it. It's not. It's first of all, it's hilarious, but it also is pretty tender. Like there are times like when I like start to tear up because of stuff that happens in it, and just like I don't know, it just tugs at your heartstrings. But for the most part, it's hilarious, and it's about this girl who's a writer, and she gets a opportunity to go write on this new project, and she's like, "Oh, okay, what is it?" And they're like, her manager's like, "It's I don't know if you're interested, but it's pretty big. It's Ice Age 12." Which is so true. All these movies that make money, like I think they're bringing another Shrek. And I'm like, I don't. Is that gonna work? Is that do people want a Shrek 5? I think that's what they're on. So, what was I getting at? I was talking about. Oh, so maybe that's the only shows that you can watch not in the theater. Maybe like documentaries, do they have those in theaters? Or I used to go to like these right wing documentaries with my grandma because she was obsessed with all that stuff. And I was so bored. It was so boring. It was like, like 90% of that information was not fact checked. And I'm just like, why am I here watching a political show? Any political show I would never go to the theater to see. Yeah, but pretty much everything else you should go see in the theater. And Challengers is one of them because the soundtrack, oh, is so good. It's like house music. And I'm not really even a huge house music fan, but I don't know. The way they did this show, you guys, it's so good. It is the sexiest movie I've ever seen in my life. And it's not even that sexual. Yeah, like there's not tons of like just scenes of them having sex, It's just like the way they caress each other, the way that they like look at each other, the way that they like I don't know, get right up in each other's faces and you guys just need to see it. So I went with my friend Mallory and she hadn't seen it before. And it was really fun to watch her face and her reactions throughout the movie because like it does get like there's like scenes you're like, no, what's gonna happen? No, they're not doing that. Are you serious? What's going on? And she'd like always like sit up in her seat. She's like, no, no, no. And it was fun. And she after the end of the movie, she was like, that was probably one of the best movies I've ever seen. I'm like, I know. I'm telling you, it's so good. It is so good. And yeah, I hate when you go to like a movie or you're just excited about anything and you finally show it to somebody and they're like, like they don't like it. The worst is when you go with people and they just critique it and pick it apart and this wouldn't happen, that wouldn't happen, if this happened, that one. Like, can you please just enjoy the movie? Like, just enjoy it. It's for entertainment. It isn't supposed to be 100% accurate. Just like go with it. These are for entertainment. I don't, So there are a lot of people I will not go to movies with. People that talk nonstop through the movie, I will not go to the movie with, and people that are like that, who constantly have to pick apart movies. The worst is when you're watching them at home with friends and they keep like, sorry, my phone's ringing. Saying, well, that would never happen. Oh my gosh, are you serious? Then that would no. Like, I get if it's a really cheesy, dumb movie like Sharknado, and you're all just like in on the joke. But I was somewhere and watching a movie with friends, and they're like, no, that wouldn't happen. And finally, like halfway through the movie, I'm like, can you just watch the movie? Can you just like enjoy it? And they kind of looked at me like they were surprised, because I'm not usually like that. I'm not usually one to start confrontation, but it's just so annoying after a while. Just watch the movie. So anyway, I'm glad that didn't happen with Mallory, and she felt the same exact way I felt about this movie. And I wouldn't mind going seeing it again. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie. I love the whole vibe of it, the whole summer theme, the whole, you know, the time of the BlackBerry, the time of, I don't know, uh, like polo shirts. It was just fun. So yeah, that's a little update on my movie history. I didn't watch anything else, I don't think, this weekend. Saturday Night Live was on Saturday, of course, and Maya Rudolph hosted it. Maya Rudolph is from Bridesmaids. If you don't know who she is, she's the one that's getting married. She also was on SNL back in like the early 2000s, and she's hilarious. She did a really good job. She did her opening monologue was about how she's mother, and she had like a whole song number and everything to it. And I think it was to the beat of a Beyonce song. And then her skits were all funny too. Like one was about teachers and how students nowadays are horrible and the kids are weird and do weird things and say weird things. One was about she was Beyonce and she had like the platinum like white wig on from the Cowboy Carter cover, and she had the outfit on too, and she was on Hot Ones. And Hot Ones is the one where they eat the chicken wings and they get progressively hotter and hotter each time. It's the one where Jennifer Lawrence is like, "What do you mean? What do you mean?" That viral. Would you call it a meme or video? I guess it's a TikTok sound, I guess now. But yeah, so that's what I watched this weekend. It was pretty fun. I had the house to myself. I used to have the house all to myself all the time, but now my house is overrun by women. My cousin Georgie lives here. My sister Alana just moved in, and last night my sister Annie decided to stay here too. So they each brought 7 coffee makers, and it's so fun to see those every single day on my counter. I can't even see my Alexa anymore because their coffee machines cover it. I'm just kidding. I enjoy having them in the house, but there's just a lot of stuff in this house right now, and it's kind of overwhelming to me. And yes, I know a lot of it is mine, but it's my house. It's my house that I live in for free because my mom lets me. Yeah, what else is on my list? What else do I have written down here? It was Mother's Day yesterday. Hope you all had a great Mother's Day. It was like way nice weather here compared to last Sunday when it was snowing. This Sunday was really nice and really pretty. I got to see my grandma, I got to see my mom, got to see my stepmom. Yeah, and I think it's just the default. You always get your mom's flowers for Mother's Day. So I try and get them ones that aren't just like, just like the same as everyone else. I always get daisies for one of them because I freaking love daisies. Or ones that'll come back every year, What else? Katy Perry posted a Mother's Day post, and the first pic on it was a pregnancy test. You guys, when I tell you my heart sank, and I know that sounds so awful of me to say, but she has an album to release. She has a world tour to go on. I thought she was pregnant again, and I was so upset. Like, when you just see something and you just like, your whole world like stops and it does like that camera pan out where it like gets long. You know what I mean? What I'm talking about? Like, and I'm like, oh my gosh, calm down. It was just about her when she found out she's pregnant with Daisy 4 or 5 years ago. And I'm like, oh, thank goodness. I thought she was pregnant again. And I was so sad. And that is so mean of me to say. I know that's so bad. But it's been 4 years since we've got an album from Katy Perry. And it's supposed to be her big comeback album. I'm crossing my fingers that it goes the right way. She announced she was like on a red carpet with some lady. And she said, you guys, this lady right here helped me write the best song I've ever written. And it's not even out yet. I'm like, oh, that is a bold statement, especially coming from your discography, because you have a lot of good ones. So I hope, this is also really bad of me to say, but I hate when artists say, I'm in a really, really good place right now, and this new album is just all about love and all about like just, I'm just expressing my gratitude and stuff, and you're like, oh, this album is gonna suck. There are very few artists that can write their own music, I think. And I think it's really cool when they can do, like Taylor Swift, obviously writes every single song, or and she has co-writers too. We can't keep giving her all of the credit. Like, she has co-writers with her, but there's very few. It's like, I think the most she's had on a song is maybe 3 or 4 people at once. Usually it's just her and someone else. But like Lady Gaga, she writes her own music, also has song, writers with her. But like, I don't think Rihanna writes her own music. And that's just fine, because her music's wonderful. It's great. She probably has like ideas and stuff for it. But I don't think she's the sole, contributor. Beyonce, it's the same thing. She's on the songs, obviously, and I think she has the ideas, but she has a lot of songwriters on each song. Katy Perry, I think she, also same kind of as Beyonce. She has ideas, and then she hires people that she thinks kind of would fit the vibe of that song. But I just, when people are like, I wrote this album all by myself. I'm in a really positive place right now. I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. Buckle up. I just, when you're mad, or when you have a heartbreak or something, that's when the real art comes out. That's when the real music comes out. So, yeah. What was I saying? What was I going about this? Oh, so she's not pregnant. I thought she was. Yeah. So I think at this point she probably would only have one, and her name is Daisy. And I was at the event where she was first shown publicly to the people of Las Vegas, Nevada. As you know, I went to Katy Perry's last show in Vegas. We sat on the back row, and in between us and the next row behind us was a big aisleway, and it was all blocked off, and that's where Orlando Bloom was, and he had Daisy in his arms. She's so cute. She's got like way blonde hair, and she had these big, huge, like, sound muffling what am I trying to say? Earplugs, but they like went over your head, and she was just running back and forth. Katy Perry's parents were there, and obviously Meghan Markle and Prince Harry were behind us, and all that stuff. But that was Daisy's first public outing, so that was kind of cool to see. Yeah, I don't know. I I think that's my first default is when I see pregnancy videos or posts. I'm like, oh, that's great. I'm so excited for you, which I really am. But it's also kind of like, ugh, you are in for a rocky road. I also just think like I'm so young. I'm like, we can't be having babies now. Like one of my friends posted about it. I'm like, we're still babies. Like Katy Perry once said, I can't have a baby right now because I'm still a baby, and babies can't have babies. I'm like, you are so right, Katy Perry. We're still babies. We can't have, we can't be having babies. Also, I don't know how people afford it. Literally, how do you guys afford having 3 or 4 kids? And it seems like all these people I went to school with have 3 or 4 kids. They're building these nice houses. They're going to Disneyland every other week. We're going to St. George for a quick weekend getaway. And it's like, how do you guys afford all this? I don't understand. Please, please tell me. Do you just like have no choice? Like you realize, oh, I had to provide for these children. So like I need to step it up. I think about that a lot. Like I don't really have to worry about anything. Like I know I can get by on literally Ritz peanut butter crackers. That's pretty much all I've eaten this week is Ritz peanut butter crackers and Alani, which is so healthy for me, I know. But like you can't feed a child that for a whole week, So it's like in your mind you're like, I have to get a good job. I have to do this. I have to be good with my money. Maybe it's just all about the mind. Maybe it's because I know, like, if I'm hungry, I can just go to sleep and skip a meal. I have a friend like that. He's like, yeah, when I'm hungry, like at night, I just go to bed because then I don't have to eat. I don't have to use money. Like, that's actually a pretty good, valid point. So, happy Mother's Day to everyone. And to all my friends who are thinking I don't like their kids, I do. That's not what it sounds like. I know, but I don't know. I think having a kid would be a lot of work and a lot of dedication, and I don't think I have that in me to do that. Okay, let's move on. So obviously the Met was last Monday, which is really annoying because I release episodes on Monday, so it's like been a whole week and it's kind of pretty much over. So I'll just go through, kind of the ones that I really liked and the ones that I think were absolutely atrocious. But let's talk about people are mad. They're banning celebrities right now because they don't think celebrities are doing enough about the Palestine issue, which, not trying to get political here, but it is pretty atrocious. Not pretty, it is absolutely atrocious what is happening over there. And it's really hard to believe that kind of stuff still happens to this day. Like, I was thinking about that yesterday. Like, we're still having war. In this day and age, we're still having wars. Like, I get back in, like, the Greek and the Roman days. I guess I don't get it, but, like, what else do they have to do? Like, they didn't have stuff. Like, they had wheels to play with, and basically that's all they had. So, of course, they went to war because that was, like, their sport. That was, like, their battle. But, like, really, this day and age, we're still fighting like that? I don't understand it. I really don't get it. Like, the Ukraine situation, the Palestine situation. I don't know. I just feel like we would have better communication skills. We'd have better laws put in place. We'd have better treaties and alliances. It's just really hard to believe that this kind of thing still happens. And the Holocaust wasn't even that long ago. And that was an atrocious thing that happened. And so this Palestine issue that keeps going on, I understand that it's a really horrible thing. But I don't get why people are getting mad at celebrities for it. Like, they're like so upset that they went to the Met because during the Met they Hamas. See, I don't know tons about it. I just know enough, I think. But there are tons of people like on TikTok and stuff that know everything about it because they're keeping up with it nonstop. During the Met, Hamas, the terrorist group, I guess, decided to tell the people of Palestine, if I'm getting this wrong, I do apologize, that this would be a safe place that they could go to, and they ended up bombing it. And it happened during the Met, so it was like people would see pictures and videos of this like amazing, $100,000 dress or whatever, and the next video would be about Palestine and like the bombings and stuff. And people are referring to it as like the Hunger Games, the Capitol, where people are literally like starving and dying, and at the Capitol they're overindulging in all this opulence, and they literally drink this fluid to make them throw up so they can eat more. And I mean, I do see people's points, but I also don't understand why they think it's celebrities' jobs to do that. And I'm also of the mind when people are like, because it's just so frustrating. Because when celebrities do speak out about it, people are like, shut up, stay in your lane. This has nothing to do with you. You're not a politician. Like, stay out of politics. But now people are mad that they're not saying anything. And it's like, what do you want? I don't understand, like, what you guys are wanting. Because when celebrities do voice their opinion, they're always told to shut up and sit down. Or shut up and dribble, like that one awful lady said on that news station. And so people are now blocking celebrities who aren't speaking out about Palestine, so they can't get ad revenue on like Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all those things. And I just don't understand why celebrities are acting the same as they always have. And yes, it is apparent that the wealth gap is getting larger and larger, and these celebrities are getting richer and richer. But at the same time, we give them their money, and I guess it goes into if you want to block them so they don't get ad revenue from your view. I mean, that's obviously your choice, but you don't have to buy their products. You don't have to listen to their music. You don't have to watch their movies. I don't know. I just think it's a double-edged sword, because if they do speak out about it, they're stepping over their boundaries, and if they don't speak about it, they're not doing enough. And I just don't understand why. I haven't seen anybody angry at the White House administration because of this. They're the ones that are literally funding this awful, genocide, pretty much. And all I'm seeing is block Kim Kardashian, block Taylor Swift, block all these people. And it's like, why aren't you using this energy to, contact Congress and have them do something about it? They're the ones that are doing this. Literally, they're the ones that are doing this. Yes, I think it would be nice if these big celebrities with huge platforms would step up and say something. I think it would obviously garner more attention from the White House, but at this point, I don't understand why everyone's so upset. They're just being celebrities like they have their entire careers. Like, it's nothing new. So I just think it was poor timing, and I honestly wouldn't doubt if they planned the bombings during the Met because they knew more of the media attention would be off of them. It's just a really sad, awful situation. And Brittany Broski released a TikTok about it, saying she apologizes for not saying more about it. Like, all these people are now coming out and trying to correct, I guess, even though in my opinion I don't think they did anything wrong, correct themselves and say, I'm sorry I didn't say enough about it, blah blah blah. So Brittany Broski actually has a video about it, and she has links to all these places where you can go and help. And if you can donate, you can donate, like all these kinds of things you can do. And I know in this economy right now, it's hard to give anything, and it's hard to even, make it as it is right now. So, yeah, I don't know. It's a touchy subject, and it's a sad subject, but it's one that I think needs to be addressed as well. I just think we're going about it the wrong way. We're using all the anger to hate on these people that literally haven't done anything wrong. They just haven't done anything. Why don't we shift that anger towards the actual government, who is sending a lot of our money over, which that reminds me, I still haven't got my tax return. That is really annoying because they want their money ASAP, but they can just take as long as they want to give me my money. I'm wondering if I did my taxes wrong. I probably did. Anyway, that is enough about that. I'll stop talking about that. But if you want more information, go follow Brittany Broski on TikTok, and it's one of her newest videos. She talks about it, and there are way more qualified people than me to talk about this subject. It's just kind of a bad time for me to have a podcast about celebrities when people are boycotting them. I don't know. Like, some person was mad at Lady Gaga. They're like, where is she? There's one person in particular. Where is she? What is she doing? I'm like, what? Leave her alone. Like, what is going on? You guys are so annoying. Okay, I'm going to go through the Met looks. There's a lot of them on Vogue.com. Ooh, I don't want that. On Vogue.com, it shows all of the outfits, and there are 263 pictures, which is obviously a lot. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I want to just kind of scroll through quickly and see my favorites. So one of my favorites of the night was Kim Kardashian, and she was in Mason Margiela. I watched a Vogue, like, Get Ready With Me for the Met with her, and everyone was kind of confused about, like, the sweater shawl thing over it. And it actually looks better now that I'm looking at it right now. It looks better. It's kind of like that, not Sherpa, but like that boiled wool look. And it's covering her shoulders, and she has the small waist, of course. That's what everyone keeps talking about, which I don't understand, the small waist phenomenon thing, but whatever, do you. But it's like this metal lace dress thing, skirt thing, that looks like flowers and leaves and all that kind of stuff. And then if you look behind her, she's kind of got like messy bed head. It's like one of those, is it called a fishtail braid? It's kind of like half done. And the thought of it was, she's like, It's like when you stay over at your boyfriend's or like a late night or whatever, and you have to hurry and get up the next morning and run to back to your normal life. And so you grab your boyfriend's sweater and just, throw it over you, and you're running back to your real life. So it's like, Sleeping Beauty, awakening fashion. She's the Sleeping Beauty, obviously. I loved hers. It was a silver look. Actually, when I first saw Doja Cat's, I was not impressed. I'm like, it's literally just a white oversized t-shirt and it's wet. It's called by Vetements. I've never heard of that brand before. But then they explained it to me, and it was supposed to be like those statues, those like Greek or Roman statues that it's like the like the ones that like they don't have arms and stuff, like they're usually on fountains and they're in like those provocative poses. It's supposed to look like that. Like she's supposed to look like a statue-esque person. So I'm like, oh, I get that. Sydney Sweeney looked pretty, but she looked like Billie Eilish. Everyone kept thinking that. Nicki Minaj's outfit was cool. It was like, I think those look like metal flowers, by Marnie. I don't think I've heard of that one. So a lot of these people looked really pretty. I'm not going to say that they didn't. It just didn't seem to fit the vibe. Like, they looked pretty for the Oscars. They looked pretty for the Grammys, but the Met Gala is where you can go all out. Another one I didn't see until recently was Elle Fanning, and she's in Balmain, and her dress, it looks like blown glass, I guess you could say, but it's supposed to represent like the birds on Cinderella when they're tying Cinderella's dress back, because like on her shoulders are like these glass birds. So that looked really pretty. Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union looked really pretty in Versace and was it Marc Jacobs? No, Michael Kors. But they just looked like, they were normal. Wasn't anything special. One of the best, I think this and Kim Kardashian's are tied for my favorite, was Tyla in Balmain. It literally was sand, pretty much sculpted to her body. And then she had a hourglass purse. It was basically like the what is it, Garden of Time? That's what the Met is about, that book or whatever. Hers was probably one of my favorites of all. This Met just didn't hit. It wasn't the greatest. Who else did I like? Jack Harlow, he looked just like he's going to prom. Didn't look like anything special. I really liked Kendall Jenner's. It didn't really fit the vibe. But it was really pretty. Mindy Kaling, she's kind of serving Dune looks. Hers is in Gaurav Gupta. I don't know who that is. I've never heard of that brand. Pamela Anderson looked really pretty for Oscar de la Renta. She actually went after the Met and she's like, will you drive me to Central Park? And she just went frolicking through the park with her dress flowing. And there's a video of it somewhere. I don't know where it's at, but she looked really pretty. She's doing this all natural look. Who else? Chloe Sevigny. She's usually on. What is she on? Why did I just blank? American Horror Story. I think she's been on that. She's kind of serving like Marie Antoinette looks or Pirates of the Caribbean. She looked pretty. Keke Palmer looked pretty. All these people look good. I liked Kylie's dress. I didn't like the train thing. But this is probably the safest look I've ever seen her wear. And it just, not for the Met, you guys. Come on. This is not for the Met. It just didn't hit right. Yeah, who else am I trying to find? Ariana Grande's dress. People are like, I liked her look when she performed inside the Met better. And yeah, I can see that. But the dress was made out of mother of pearl, which instantly when I heard that, I thought of what is it? SpongeBob. And I had to look up what is mother of pearl. Mother of pearl is technically termed nacre, which is a crystallized mineral compound that forms on the inner shell layer of certain mollusks. So it's literally made out of the bottom of the ocean. Again, it's a safe look, nothing too crazy. I'm trying to find, I really like Dua Lipa's I don't see really how it fit the theme, but it was Marc Jacobs. It was a cool look. Her hair was all wet. There's one other person. Maybe I'm going the wrong way. Chris Hemsworth. I don't really understand why he was on the Met chairman board, but he was. He looked just like he was going to any other movie premiere. Let's see. I want to find this one because it is the most awful, hideous, ugly dress. I liked Sabrina Carpenter's vibe, but the more I look at it, I don't like the bottom of her dress. I don't understand that. Barry Keoghan, he looks like... What does he look like? Like someone from... I honestly don't even know. It's giving very... Oh, what's that? What's that show called? The mystery guy. What did I forget? Robert Downey Jr. plays him. What is the the name of the movie? Sherlock Holmes. It's giving Sherlock Holmes vibes. Also, last week when I was talking about, I thought Sandra Bullock was Canadian, and I was literally driving, and it hit me. I'm like, oh, the reason I thought she was Canadian is because of the proposal when she has to marry him because she's from Canada and she's going to get deported. And my mom called me. She's like, I know what you're thinking of Sandra Bullock being Canadian. It's because of the proposal. I'm like, I know, I thought that same exact thing. So that's why I thought. All these people look pretty. Cara Delevingne, I don't understand. I think Rihanna already did that look. There's a magazine cover I have with her wearing that same like head. It's like diamond headgear or whatever. Who I want to find. Alexander Skarsgård looks very, very dapper, but again, it's giving prom. No. Did you know Vera Wang's here? Vera Wang is wearing Vera Wang. Did you know she didn't even start designing until she was like 45 or 50, I think? So that just goes to show you guys, don't give up on your dreams. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to find this one. Jonathan Bailey, he could wear literally anything and he'd look phenomenal. Ray looked really, really pretty. I don't even know how to explain this. Kind of like a chandelier vibe. Lots and lots of... Are those diamonds hanging off of it? It's in Fendi. She's in Fendi. Oh, I didn't know she went. Camila Mendes from the hit Oscar-winning show Riverdale. If you've ever seen the show, you know I'm joking about that because that show is absolutely whack. No, there are so many people here that like this met. There's so many people here, but also like they're not stars. Like whereas Katy Perry wasn't there, Lady Gaga wasn't there, Blake Lively wasn't there. Why is Jerry Seinfeld there? He does not seem like he would even want to be at this event. I don't understand. He just kind of bugs me. He just arrogance just exudes from him. I don't like him very much, you guys. I'm sorry. There's also one person here who I will get to, and it makes me very angry. And I think you guys probably already know who I'm going to talk about. It's someone I've expressed very disinterest in a lot through this podcast. Lizzo's dress was not very good. Don't know who that is. What, this guy has a bag of onion potato chips. Don't know why. What's crazy is Anna Wintour approves all these looks. I'm like 90% of these looks did not pass the vibe. Camila Cabello, I really, really liked her dress. It was Ludwig de Saint Cernin. Don't even know who that is. The dress is really pretty, doesn't really match the vibe, but she's holding this purse, and I think it's real ice. And in the center is a gold encrusted rose, and it's like literally melting in her hands. And it's basically like, time, and she's running out of time kind of vibe. That was really cool. Who is that? I don't know who these people are. I don't know. Oh, he's from Succession. No, I don't know who that is. My gosh. I did not like her look. Not Michelle Williams from Destiny's Child, the other one. That was a bad look altogether. I didn't like Kelsey Ballerini's dress. I'm really sorry. It looks really cheap. It is Michael Kors, but Chase Stokes, he looked very, very good. He looked, yeah, he was looking fine. Um, Jaden Smith. Oh, here we are. Here we are, you guys. The person. Okay, I'm gonna read you some lyrics of a song that this person wrote. Um, let's see. Let's get to it. I just want to read you some lyrics. No, where is it? Where is it? Drop top designer clothes, front row at fashion shows. What do you do? And who do you know? Inside the world are beautiful people. Champagne and rolled up notes, prenups and broken homes, surrounded but still alone. Let's leave the party. That's not who we are. We are not beautiful people. We are not beautiful. Yeah, that's not who we are. We are not beautiful people. Wait, it doesn't say people. So basically, they're mocking the celebrity. What am I trying to say? Celebrity lifestyle and the fashion and all this stuff. And yet he's here. Ed Sheeran, why are you here? You literally just described how you don't want to be this kind of person. And now you're at the biggest night in fashion. See, this is what I'm talking about, you guys. This is why he drives me so insane. Because he thinks he's like so above this because he's like, I don't get into that. I'm not into that vapid stuff. And then he's at fashion's biggest night. Really? Really? Like, okay. Moving on. That just annoyed the hell out of me when I saw him there. Okay. I don't know who that is. There's this one dress, you guys. It's horrid. It's absolutely awful. I think I've shown you all of my, or talked about all of my favorites, which is very sad because Demi Lovato looked very pretty. Again, didn't really fit the vibe. But I think I've already gone through all my favorite dressed people. And that's kind of sad because I've only named like 4. I don't like Amelia Gray. That is, what's her name? Lisa Rinna's daughter. Rachel Zegler looked pretty. Again, doesn't fit the theme. Charlie XCX's look was really, really cool. I liked hers. Oh, that's the guy from... He's on Maleficent 2. He is the prince from Maleficent 2. Very handsome. Andrew Scott in Versace. I thought it was Paul Mescal. Donatella's actually older than you would think. Okay, sorry, I'm just trying to get to this one look because I want to describe it to you, and maybe I'll have them put it in the in the look for my Instagram post because it is so bad, and maybe it's not even going to be on here because it's that bad. And which is crazy because those other podcasts I listen to, Tyrants, it was one of his favorite looks, and I thought for sure he was going to tear it apart because it was so bad. And I actually like this girl, and I think she gets a lot of hate already. And so I felt bad at hating on one of her, looks. Oh, here it is. Here it is. It is. He doesn't look that bad. He's in an all leather. Literally everything is leather. Taika Waititi and Rita Ora and Marnie. This is the ugliest thing I've ever seen, you guys. It is so bad. It looks like those, like in an old psychic shop in the early like rom-com movies, or just like a surfer shop at those beads that's like as a door. It looks like that. It is awful. It looks so cheap. It looks like that string you get to tie around presents. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like plastic. What would you even call that? Twine? Not twine. It looks like that with like candy attached to it. It is the ugliest thing I've ever seen. I'm so sorry. It's so bad. It is so bad. Okay, let's move on from this because we've got more to talk about. And again, this Met was kind of a miss. I'm sorry. I just don't know what to tell you. Hilary Duff had her baby, a little baby girl. Her name is Towns Meadow Bear, Bair. I'm guessing that's her husband's last name. What else do I have to talk to you guys about? Taylor Swift obviously had her. She started her tour up again in Paris, and it was there. Like a lot of the people that are going to this European leg of the tour are from the United States. They did. I saw an interview of these people, and they're like, it was cheaper for me to fly here with my like two or three daughters or whatever, and spend like 4 or 5 days in Paris, go to the show, than it was for one ticket back in the United States. That is crazy when you can fly to Paris cheaper to see the Eras tour than it is to get a ticket. And the venue was a lot smaller. The venue only held like 40,000 people only. But that's still a lot of people, but compared to the stadiums in the United States. So she combined Evermore and Folklore. She got rid of, I think, the Archer. She changed up her look for Lover. It was the colors people are pointing out, it's the colors of the Chiefs. It was like an orange look. And people are saying she did that because it was her 87th show, and Travis was there in the audience and his number is number 87. Then she sang, obviously, Treble Quotes Department. She had a whole new look, a whole new vibe. What songs? Let's see. What songs did she sing? She sang... Okay, here we go. She sang But Daddy I Love Him, Who's Afraid of Little Old Me, that would be a good one. Fortnite, of course. The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived, I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. And she did just little samples of So High School and Down Bad. So that would have been fun to see. But it just kind of sucks because now I want to go. I want to go see it. But me and my friend Catherine have already talked, like, do we even dare try and go again? Because we're never going to get as good a seats as we did that one time. Like, we were literally row one, seat one and two. That was our seats. Like, we'll never get that again. So it's like, do we want to go and just not have good seats, or do we want to cherish that memory for all time and eternity? So obviously we're not going to fly to Paris to go see her, but it's just kind of crazy. I think they just have limits. They have caps on how much you can sell tickets for over there in Europe, unlike here where it's just capitalism galore. And I'm not against capitalism, but I think it is getting out of hand. Kendall Jenner is on the cover of Vogue. I think it is the June edition, because they always release them the month before or whatever. Let's see, Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie are teasing a new reality show, probably similar to The Simple Life, but obviously it won't be the same because they have kids and they're both, gazillionaires. So, I mean, they were before too, but they have like lives now. So I wonder if it'll just be like a regular show, reality show. Roar by Katy Perry has reached 4 billion views on YouTube. It is the most watched female music video of all time. And I just bring back music videos. I feel like music videos are very minimal now, and I think it's probably because of budget cuts. So like the only ones that can do it are these high earners, Like Charlie XCX released a music video and you could tell it was just shot pretty much in a day, which is, I mean, I'm not saying that's bad, but you can tell it wasn't. It's like in an abandoned office building and down this one street that's probably not very busy they could block off, compared to, E.T. by Katy Perry, where it's literally she's an alien in space, or Blank Space by Taylor Swift, where she's at this mega mansion, or Roar, or music video is the best music video of all time, and it did have a major budget, like a major and like very little, majorly short budget, was Bad Romance. They literally filmed the entire thing in this old warehouse, and it is truly the best music video of all time. Not even joking. Not even a competition. So yeah. Hailey Bieber is pregnant, so that's exciting. As I just talk about how I feel bad for people who are pregnant. Her and Justin Bieber, obviously, are going to welcome their new little baby soon. You should have seen how many celebrities commented on the post that she posted about. It was kind of cute. It was Justin taking pictures of her, and one of them is her like, I think she's holding her bump while he's taking a picture of her. It was really cute. I kind of Justin Bieber's like in the middle for me. He, I don't know. It's kind of the same vibe as Ed Sheeran for me. Kind of complains about being famous a lot, which I'm not saying being famous would be easy. I know it would have its challenges, but just read the room, people. Read the room. People can barely afford groceries right now. Sabrina Carpenter turned 25, and her birthday cake was it was a picture. Did you guys ever see that really attractive guy on Snapchat? And it was a picture of him, and the caption or whatever said, "No, don't kill yourself. You're so sexy." So this picture was a picture of Orlando Bloom. No, Leonardo DiCaprio, and the caption said, "No, don't turn 25. You're so sexy," because the joke is Leonardo DiCaprio doesn't date anybody older than 25. So that just she's kind of a savage. Sabrina Carpenter. I love it. I think it's so funny. Red, White, and Royal Blue is getting a sequel, which is as awesome because that movie and the book is amazing. It's that book where the first son of the United States and the Prince of I was gonna say Prince of Egypt, the Prince of England fall in love, and it's a really cute story. It's probably one of the best love stories I've ever seen. It's getting a sequel, and it was like an all-out, you know, event. Like they had pretty much the whole cast there. Like Uma Thurman was there. She plays the the president of the United States. Like it was a big event, and I'm like, wow, that they wouldn't do that if the movie made, you know, a little bit more money than they thought. Like this movie, I think made a lot of money, got a lot of views because it was a whole smorgasbord of people there. So no, you know, they haven't even started filming yet, so it'll probably be a while before it comes out. Be interesting to see the vibe. So obviously, I'm just gonna predict one of them. Let's see. How was this gonna go? One of them's gonna start getting involved in their job or something more, and it's gonna take away from their romantic life, and one of them's gonna start feeling bad because the other one's not paying enough attention to them, and they're gonna start to drift apart a little bit. Or someone's going to come into the mix, an old fling, an old, you know, girlfriend or boyfriend, and that's going to, you know, ruin the vibes. These are just like ideas I'm spouting out because, you know, this is what happens in pretty much every sequel. Okay, in my notes it says Doris, but it's supposed to be Dorit from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Her and her husband PK are splitting up, which I think we all saw coming, and Erica Jane pretty much predicted it. She's from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills too. PK, I have never liked PK. He is the most obnoxious, annoying person, I think, and he always reminds me of the rat on Flushed Away. If you guys haven't seen Flushed Away, it is the critically acclaimed claymation type movie with Kate Winslet and Hugh Jackman. They're rats and they live in the sewer, but Hugh Jackman lives in... Why am I describing this movie to you? This animated movie. Hugh Jackman lives in this really nice house. It's in England. And this other rat comes in. And he's just so obnoxious. He's dirty. He's obnoxious. He's loud. And that is the one that reminds me of PK. And they're not getting divorced. They're splitting up right now. There's a new cast of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, though. Should we see who it is? Oh, I'm going to go back to Taylor Swift first. So I saw a tweet, but I'm not seeing it on the internet anywhere, so I don't know if it's exactly true. But there are only 7 albums in the whole world that have sold 1 million copies in one day. And supposedly, I believe it's true because it's already sold 1.9 million its first week. And supposedly it sold 1 million copies in its first day, which I believe that is true. There are only 23 albums though that have ever sold over 1 million albums in 1 week. And Taylor Swift has 7 of those. Tortured Poets Department is number 1. Adele's 25 is number 1. Sorry. Adele's number 1. Oh my god. Adele's album 25 is number 1. Came out in 2015. Sold 3,378,000 copies. NSYNC's No Strings Attached sold 2,400,000 in 2000. Number 3 is Tortured Poets Department, number 24, which that is crazy, you guys. That is crazy that in this day and age where people only stream, I know streams count as sales, but you have to stream a lot for it to count. 2024, that an album like this is up in the top, because the rest of these albums are pretty low. Like, look, this one's 1999, this one's 1998, 2000, 2004, 2008, 2005. Like, these albums are old. 2000, Britney Spears, Oops, I Did It Again. So, yeah, that's crazy. But it sold 1.9 million copies in its first week. So, there's 23 albums on here, and Taylor Swift has 7 of them. Torture Poets Department, 1989, Taylor's version. Wow, that outsold the original one. That is crazy. 1989 Taylor's version, 1.35 million. 1989 original version, number 11, 1.2 million. Reputation 2017, 1.2 million. Red 2012, 1.2 million. That album always reminded me of Roller Coaster Tycoon, because I would literally listen to that album on repeat and play Roller Coaster Tycoon I did that for weeks. I would come home from school and that's all I would do is play that. Weeks, I'm telling you guys that. Like, it was a lot. Number 15 is Midnight's 2022. Taylor Swift 1.1 million. Born This Way, number 17, Lady Gaga, 1.1 million. And Speak Now, number 21, Taylor Swift, 1.047 million. Crazy. That is a lot. That is a lot of money that she's making. Oh, I was going to show you. Okay, now we can go back to the cast of... maybe I didn't save it. Dang it. That is so annoying. Oh, no, I did. Okay. So the cast of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills has been announced. Season 14. It's got the same people. It's got Kyle Richards. It's got Dorit Kemsley. Erica Jane. Sutton Strack. Gabrielle... No. Garcelle. Why did I say Gabrielle? Garcelle Bravos. I think that's how you say her last name. Who else is in? So Crystal Minkoff is gone. She's not in it anymore, which is sad because I liked her. The new and Anna Marie. She's the one that nobody liked. They were so mean to her. She's the one that always commented on Sutton's esophagus. The new people though are Amanda D. Cadenet. She's an author and a photographer, I guess. That's the only one that's really popping up. And then there's another person. It is... I don't even know who it is. There's another one, and then Kathy Hilton. Apparently she's coming back to be more of a regular on the show. So that'll be good. That'll be exciting. That's one of the best franchises of the whole show. Paris Hilton is getting an Alani flavor, which, if you know me, you know I love my Alani. It is a pink slush flavor, just in time for summer. So look out for that. I really hope they don't discontinue the Kim-Aid, because I am obsessed. I actually need to stop drinking these, because I think, I don't know, I'm really afraid I'm going to get osteoporosis, so I need to slow down on them. What else did I talk to you guys about? Charlie XCX was on Watch What Happens Live, which is Andy Cohen's talk show, and he's basically the monarch, I guess you could say, the king of Real Housewives. He's pretty much the one that kind of invented it. And Charlie XCX was saying she had just binged all of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, which, if you guys want to start, the Salt Lake City one is so good. You need to start with that one. And how she loved it and is obsessed with it, and she's like, I'm sorry you guys, I'm Team Monica. I'm sorry. And Andy's like, we have a special surprise for you. One of the callers that calls in and asks questions is actually Whitney Rose. And she's like, no, no, please tell me this is a joke. No, no. She's like, I love you. I love you. I love you so much. It was funny to see. I love when celebrities love reality television. Like Jennifer Lawrence loves reality television, but it's like she doesn't have an Instagram. It's just so funny to me. Like, she seems like the person, if you love that kind of thing, you'd have an Instagram, but she doesn't. Rihanna loves it. So it's just fun to see them fangirling out. Let's see. Tiffany Haddish, she has a new book coming out called I Curse You With Joy. She has a really, really sad story. Her mom was in a horrible... Her dad was, not in the picture, and her mom had a horrible car accident. And she said she was never the same after that. She was really mean. Like, mentally, she wasn't there. She was super mean. She was, like, would just lash out randomly. And that's where she says she had to become funny. Because she knew if she made her mom laugh, then her mom wouldn't get mad. And it's really, really heartbreaking to hear her talk about it. She was on Conan's podcast last week. And she's like, it was so hard because my mom was standing right there, but that wasn't my mom. She's like, it was like a demon had come in and taken over her. And I think she's the oldest of her siblings, so she kind of had to step up to the plate, and she had to make sure that their mom wasn't, going to be mean to them. So she's like, that's where I had to start being funny, because if I made my mom laugh, she wouldn't be mad. And that's just heartbreaking. I think that was really, really awful. And I really like her. She when she does new movies or new roles or whatever, she tells her agent, she's like, just make sure I get paid enough where I can buy an apartment building or something in the south side of LA, because I think that's where she grew up. Maybe I think she lives there too. And if I'm not wrong, let's see what towns are in the south side of LA. South side of France. No, this is not what I was thinking. Apparently it's not the nicest of areas. Let's just say that. I was gonna say Compton was there, but I don't think that is the case from this. Anyway, apparently it's not the nicest of areas. It's more like rundown and what am I trying to say? Lower income. What is that when... Oh my gosh. What is... My cousin used to work at a school where it was lower income, but they called it something. They called it... Anyway, it's not the most, affluential neighborhood. So she buys rental properties there. And she doesn't tell people that she owns it because she doesn't, she doesn't want that kind of... She just wants to do nice things and not have her name attached to it. So she owns like several apartment buildings and several houses in that area and rents them out to people. And I think that's really cool. But she tells her agent, she's like, just make sure I get paid enough that I can buy, another apartment building in this area. And then she makes rent affordable and she makes sure they're nice, blah, blah, blah. She's like, it's just funny to see all these apartment buildings and nobody knows I own them. And I think that's really cool. I think that's really cool when people do that with their money and give back to the community and all this stuff. I guess she went there after maybe she doesn't live there. Maybe she lives somewhere else, because she's like, it was after either the Grammys or the Oscars, she went to hang out with her friends, and she's like, I was in full glam, my outfit, all this stuff, and the police actually showed up, and she's like, what are you guys doing here? They're like, well, we just heard you were in the area, so we're just gonna hang out and keep an eye on you, make sure you're safe. So that's just funny that they got wind that she was in the area, and they just went to make sure she was okay. What else? Disney and HBO Max apparently are going to team up together. Disney obviously owns ESPN, Hulu, Fox, FX, all those things. And HBO obviously owns HBO. They own pretty much all the Warner Brothers stuff. And they're teaming up. And it's just so funny to see all these comments because people are like, I love when when these big networks think that they're creating something new, but really they're just creating cable again, which is so true. So that being said, though, Chromatica Ball, Lady Gaga's tour that she went on, was that 2021? She only did a few stadiums in the United States, but that is going to be on Max, coming out May 25th. It's so hard for me to just say Max. Like, it's HBO, but they're calling it Max now. So whenever you hear me say that, just know I'm talking about HBO. It's going to be out on Max on May 25th, and she edited it and directed it and everything. So that should be really exciting. That's one I didn't get to go see because she literally didn't come anywhere near me, I don't think. The only one I can think of right now is Chicago. That is the only show I can think that I remember her playing. So that'll be exciting to see. I don't know if we'll get new music from her this year because she has her Vegas residency and she has The Joker coming out too. So unfortunately, I really need some old classic Lady Gaga. I need some art pop. I need some The Fame Monster, The Fame. I need some Born This Way. Like, I didn't mind Chromatica and I liked some of the songs on it, but it wasn't my favorite, and Joanne wasn't my favorite. I'm not saying they're bad, they just weren't my favorite. So I'm hoping for an art pop too. Even if she released the unreleased songs from art pop, like did a surprise album, and didn't tour it, I would be very, very happy. And I'll end on this one, you guys. Travis Kelce, remember, we talked about this, their last name's really Kelce, but he goes by Kelsey. Travis Kelce is going to be in a new Ryan Murphy show. So that is going to be interesting. Someone's like, yeah, he's all game for it now, but what happens when he gets on set and realizes he has to make out with Matt Bomber? Anyway, the show is called Grotesque. I don't know really anything about it. It is pretty new. Grotesque. The theme, or the definition for grotesque is comically and repulsively ugly or distorted. So that sounds right on brand with Ryan Murphy. Grotesque. Ryan Murphy. Should we see if they've added anything? Ryan Murphy's horror series Grotesque, What We Know, from The Vulture. Ryan Murphy, if you don't know who he is, he does all the American Horror Story shows, and he did Glee, he did Scream Queens, which I do not know why that show got canceled. It was so funny. Let's see. This is a lot to read. I don't know if I want to read it to you guys. Travis Kelce scores a role. May 8th, 2024. That's right, American Sports Story isn't Ryan Murphy's only connection to football. I don't know what American Sports Story is. What is that? There's a little link. FX hasn't dropped the ball on this idea yet. In 2021, the network announced that it would be expanding Ryan Murphy's American Story franchise with some new spin-offs, American Sports Story. I'm guessing this is like... what was like the OJ trial that he did. He also did that. And the recent one, Feud, I think he did that too. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked here. Let's see. Travis Kelce has accepted his first major acting role and joined the cast of Grotesque. Oh, it's called Grotesquerie. They changed that. That did not used to be what it was. Alongside previously announced stars Niecy Nash-Betts, Courtney B. Vance, and Leslie Manville. Nash-Betts confirmed the news on May 7th by posting a video with Kelce that was presumably taken on set. I haven't seen this. What? This is what happens when winners link up. I love Niecy. She's so funny. Kelce later shared a clip to his Instagram story writing, "Stepping into a new world with one of the legends. While we don't know anything about the football player's character yet, we believe he can pull off some dramatic horrifying faces." Remember all those devouring his coach memes? Yes. Wow, I could just go on and on and on and on. Kim Kardashian will practice law on a new Ryan Murphy show. We've talked about that before. Let's see. February 23rd, 2024. Ryan Murphy is teasing a surprise series for FX called Grotesquerie, a new horror drama coming this fall. A Murphyverse horror project? ? Sounds familiar, but no. This is an outside of American Horror Stories expansive umbrella, a mystery teaser posted on Instagram accounts for Ryan Murphy Productions and FX simply displays the names of cast members Niecy Nash-Betts, Courtney B. Vance, and Leslie Manville. While Nash-Betts delivers an eerie voiceover. I don't remember seeing this. I don't know what started. I can't put a finger on it, but it's different now, she says. In what sounds like a phone call, there's been a shift. It's like something opening up in a world. I'm guessing this is what they were talking about, her voiceover. A kind of hole at the center of the nothingness. What I saw today, they sent shrinks for everyone who worked on this crime scene. You say, well, hun, evil has always existed, and cite some statistics about how the world's getting better, less murder, more help, less global horror, never been a better time to be alive. Come back, it's nothing. Yeah, I'm not going to keep reading that. That's just long. Anyway, stay tuned for that. Whoever is Travis Kelce's manager and agent is doing a really good job because they know that his football career only has a limited amount of time and he needs to start expanding, kind of like what is his name? Michael, what is his name? He's on Good Morning America now. He used to be on Live with Kelly and Michael. Oh my gosh, why do I do this? Why does this happen to me? Football player's named Michael. Named Michael Strahan. That's who it is. I found that out before I fully Googled it, just FYI. He was on it. Terry Crews used to be a football player. He's not anymore. The Rock obviously used to be I think he is a wrestler. I don't know. There's so many of those types of sports in that field. John Cena, all these people that have expanded into different entertainment ventures. Anyway, this is the longest episode I think we've had, you guys, so I hope you enjoy it. I hope you listen to it all the way through. I hope you all have a great week. It is getting sunny. I cannot wait to go running outside more often and be outside and plant my flowers, and yeah, so I hope you all have a great week, and what is left to say? I don't know. Go buy yourself a new mattress. Okay, bye.